Guys, for the first time ever, we have a LEGO Ideas Home Alone set. This is the entirety of the McAllister house, built like a modular, opens like a dollhouse. There's so much fun and exciting stuff. We're gonna get into everything this amazing set has to offer. Introducing the brand new LEGO Ideas Home Alone McAllister house. This is set number 21330. Comes with almost 4,000 pieces, 3,955 to be exact. Recommended for ages 18 and up. 5 minifigures and a full size dollhouse full of traps and Easter eggs from a fan of the movies in this set. Now, I want to give a huge thanks to LEGO for sending an early review copy. Of course, everything we discussed today will be my own opinion. Guys, let's start off with the basics. In my family, there are 4 movies that are must-watches during Christmas: The Grinch, Elf, Home Alone 1, and Home Alone 2. So you can imagine my reaction when I actually saw this gigantic set for the first time. Yeah, that's pretty much me. Home Alone has played such a big part of my childhood when it comes to Christmas watching it with family and friends, and so when I got the review offer, I was skeptical. I didn't know if this was going to be something like the Seinfeld or the LEGO Friends sets where they're a little smaller. I was shocked to see that we're getting quite literally a full-size house and replica of the McAllister house with literally every single detail, Easter egg, trap that you could possibly think of. Before we get on into the house and the build, let's start with the box. I love the box because it's not just the simple black background. There's like this starry night sky surrounding the McAllister house. Of course, you have the Home Alone logo on the top right, and you have all the amazing graphics. I'm gonna be honest, guys, I'm really excited to bring this review today. I brushed up on my Home Alone knowledge to make sure we get everything right in this video. So if you're excited, drop a like down below. Let me know if you're excited for this guy. Let's go ahead and get started. The $250 November 1st release LEGO Ideas Home Alone is one of many idea sets that come out this year, but in my opinion is quite possibly the best. It's obviously timing up with the Christmas and holiday season and coming out on November 1st, so you guys can expect to see these on your local LEGO store shelves and as well as shop online at lego.com. So I actually want to start off overall with the aesthetic of the McAllister house. Now, first thing I noticed, for those of you mock builders and collectors out there, this is, I believe, the first set that has dark brown masonry brick. I use masonry brick in almost every single mock that I've ever made, and I love the piece itself, so it's super cool. There's probably about 4 or 5 dozen of them in this, which is super nice, but aesthetically the set itself nails the look of the McAllister house. Of course, you have all the beautiful scenery on the front doorstep, even the little statue, which looks super cool, all the Christmas lights, which look amazing. Everything from the front archway and the awning to every single window and side panel of this house looks very accurate and very easy to look at, which is super cool. I do want to direct your attention one more time to the sheer size of this house. This is large. It's wider than a modular, which is really cool. I'd say it's even almost as wide as a gray base plate, which is pretty insane when you think about it. So it's a very large building, which is nice, but there are some really cool features. As you guys can see here, all of the windows and all of the walls open up, which is a really cool feature. You're gonna have basically complete access to every single feature and room in this set, which is nice. Now, first, I wanna start off with the minifigures. So in this set, there are 5 minifigures for us. Number 1, of course, we have to have Kevin McAllister. He comes in 2 different sort of outfits. One is actually for him when he's either in the home or using the zip line to the treehouse, where he just has his normal hairpiece and nothing else. He has a nice little red sweater, but it is really cool to see such an iconic character be made in LEGO, which is nice. And his second outfit, if you will, he has like the shocked face, which is really cool. He also comes with a scarf and then a hat when he uses the sled going through the house and out the front door, which is again a really cool thing that we'll actually be able to recreate in this set. Next up, we have Kevin McAllister's mom. I believe her name is Kate McAllister. A really nice minifigure with some nice hair pieces. She has like this very semi-professional businesswoman look, which is definitely something she irks in the movie. She does also have 2 faces as well. One is a little more of a smiley, happy face, and the other one is sort of shocked. You can imagine when they wake up late and the clock is reading the wrong time, that's probably the face she's gonna have. The next minifigure is Marley. He's actually the neighbor who starts off as like this weird, creepy guy perceived by the McAllister family, but he turns into one of the heroes of the movie, which is nice. He has a really cool piece for the beard and of course the hair. He also is wearing like his sort of iconic black trench coat, which is really nice. He does come with a shovel and also a garbage can, which is a separate part of the McAllister house. So it's nice to have all of his accessories there, which is super cool. And then the last 2, arguably the most iconic characters in all of Home Alone, we have the Wet or Sticky Bandits, depending on what movie we're referring to. Here we have Harry. What I absolutely love about this minifigure is he also has two-sided heads. One is a regular face, and the other one is actually the imprint of the ironing machine when it falls down like the chimney laundry shaft, and it hits him right in the face. This is also something you can recreate with the set, which is awesome. Really cool minifigure. And last we have Harry, of course, the sort of leader, the alpha of the two. Joe Pesci is one of my favorite actors. I love finally having him as a minifigure. It's also worth mentioning that both Kevin and Joe Pesci have mid-posable legs, which is a good add-on. So of course he comes with his hat, which eventually gets lit on fire, and he's wearing like his normal, regular, dark bluish gray attire, you know, his trench coat and all of his winter apparel. He does also have other accessories, which are actually in a brick-built plumber van. This is the plumber van that the bandits use around the neighborhood to sort of spy on homes that they want to burglarize. You could remove the top of the van itself, and inside you see different supplies. You can see his police hat for when he's posing as an officer earlier in the movie. You also have the faucet and other things that they've stolen from other houses, and a crowbar, which is just awesome. So there's lots of cool detail. The OK Plumbing and Heating is a sticker. I don't mind that too much. I don't think it really was worth doing a printed element for something like that. But if you put the stickers on, it looks really, really cool. And I do love overall the look of all the minifigures and the van, which is super, super nice. So I think for a set like this, I think 5 minifigures is a pretty good selection, especially the ones that we gotten. I mean, maybe the only other one I would have liked to get maybe would have been Buzz. But other than that, I think everything was nailed with the minifigures, which is super cool. Now let's go ahead and get on into the main event of the house. We have the McAllister home. So as I mentioned previously, the entire front of the house opens up. You can see 2 different floors, 3 technically if you count the roof and the attic, and that's actually where we're going to start. So you can actually remove the top piece of the roof just like so. Now in the attic, of course, you have Fuller McAllister's bedroom where he iconically wets the bed. Kevin goes up there because he's forced to, and he doesn't want to sleep there. It's great. I'm just reminiscing in the video, don't mind me. But it's a really nice area. You have a bed for Fuller, which is obviously much bigger than would fit him if you guys have watched the movie. You also have some nice details like a desk and some other details. You obviously have the can of Coke there, which is a nice little Easter egg for everyone who is a fan. And of course you have other regular attic things like cobwebs and sort of weird gross stuff, all action packed in the roof. I also do really love the way that the windows of the 3rd floor were made. They use like a combination of modified tiles and different pieces on an angle, which make the really nice triangle formation, I guess, or shape, which is really nice. Now once you're done with the roof, if you want to move on, you could actually just simply take it off. This is going to help you see a lot of what other stuff is inside the house. So all the functions in regards to moving the floors and the levels is eerily similar, and at least exactly the same, honestly, as other modulars. So let's dive into the 2nd floor. The 2nd floor's got a lot of rooms, and the first place I want to start off with is one of my favorites. It's actually the stairwell. You'll notice at the very top there is a round object that is actually on the stairwell. This actually represents the paint can that Kevin ties to a string on the top of the stairwell and swings down to hit the bandits when they're in his house. This is an awesome function. It's attached by like this rope piece. You can pick it up, just flow it down, which is really, really fun. I love that play feature. Now to the left, of course, you have the staircase that goes to the attic, and then to the left of that, you have Buzz's room. Lots of cool features in here. Of course, one of the most important is the BB gun. Kevin uses the BB gun when the bandits come in and try to rob him, so it's a really cool thing to see that on Buzz's wall. He also has a really cool play feature in this room in the shelves. You can actually put items on the shelf, and there's a knob behind it outside the house. You push that or pull it, and the shelves collapse. Of course, this is when Kevin starts to climb up on the shelves, which is a really funny scene. So it's nice to see something like that recreated in this room. And of course, there are other regular teenager things. I think we have a picture of Buzz's girlfriend on the right. You have his desk, his chair, and other cool things like that, but a really cool room. Now across the main hallway, you'll see the room of both Mr. and Mrs. McAllister. And the one thing you should definitely notice is the sticker for the alarm clock. When the power goes out, it reads 12 o'clock, and because their alarm did not go off, and that's when, of course, you could use the other side of the Kate McAllister face. So that's a really cool feature. The bed's really nice. I like the sort of pokes going on either 4 of the sides, and of course, you have some regular bedroom things, which is cool. And then the last room on the 2nd floor, you have the shower. This is, of course, when Kevin uses aftershave for the first time and he does not know what to expect, and he keeps it on there super iconic scene from the movie. So of course you could recreate that with that room. And that's just the second floor. The real awesomeness lies in the first floor. Let's get on into that. So really quickly, before we continue, on the side here, you guys should see this white little knob. Turn that knob, that's actually going to be a primary function to unlock a lot of the different play features. First off, you have the train with the train track going in a circle. Of course, one of the cooler scenes in the movies is when the burglars are trying to like scout out Kevin's home and trying to get there in the first time, and this is obviously something that the set does very well. You turn the knob on the right here, and the train with the 23 Michael Jordan sticker goes around in a circle, which is really cool. And then also on the other side of the first floor, you have I believe it's actually a mannequin of some sort that is attached to a vinyl or like a record player. So it does go in a circle, and you can see here turning the knob actually works for all of them at once. It's nice to have the connectivity and the unison when you use both of these play features, which is genius. Now in that family living room, of course, you have the different things that you might see from the movies. Of course, you have like the stockings and the chimney and the Christmas tree and all the other cool details in there, which is nice. And again, these doors do completely open, so you can take off the top floors and you can see everything from the front, which is really nice. It allows you a nice view of everything. On the other side of the first floor, we have the dining room. Of course, this is pretty memorable, and in fact, you also have a sticker of the macaroni that Kevin actually makes for himself the night of the attack from the burglars, which is super cool. You have the candles, some really nicely made chairs, and just an overall really nice looking dining room.
Hey guys, voiceover Matt here. I forgot one quick thing in the video when I was filming. There's actually a play feature that allows Kevin to slide down the front stairs into the doorway outside of the house, just like in the movie, which is really cool. It looks super cool. The actual figure itself and the bobsled fit perfectly through the front door. It's a very simple play feature. There's like this Technic pin piece that goes through the wall. There's some angled pieces to make sure the sled goes through the front door, and the little ball joint on the back here to push it through. But I thought that was super cool. Did not want to miss that one.
Now there are a couple other things I want to talk about with this house, and they're actually in the back. You'll notice this is an additional add-on that actually comes out, which is really interesting. And I did not know what this was at first, but then of course, once I looked at everything that was recreated, it became pretty obvious what we had here. So let's dive on into this little section. So this section right here attaches to the back of the house, but it also just functions as an extension of it, which is really cool. There's like a part of the house that comes out from the back, which is really cool to see made especially accurately. So first off, there are two separate rooms that we have here. The top one is actually a recreation of the kitchen. This is most iconically remembered from when Kevin orders pizza from Little Nero's, and there also is a Little Nero's pizza box, which is super fun. And it's when the pizza delivery man comes up to the back, delivers the pizza, and of course Kevin is playing like this super crazy movie that scares him, which is super funny to have in the set. But of course you have other details like a fridge. You also have the area where when Harry comes in the back room, there's a fire that lights on his head and his cap gets lit on fire. You also have that recreated, which is really funny. Now the really cool part of this room is there's a little section to the right with this knob that you could actually put a brick-built ironing machine right there. Now you can guess where this is going to go, but essentially you can twist this knob left and right, and below it it'll fall and actually hit Harry in the face, which is a really funny feature that I absolutely love. So of course the second part is the basement. This is where Harry comes through, and it also has the furnace that Kevin gets scared of in the beginning of the movie. If you lift up the furnace, the light brick actually activates, and it looks like it's actually lit from the movie, which is just a really cool detail to have. But I really do like the way that the laundry chute sort of runs right down there and it hits Harry in the face with that. I think that's one of the most genius play features that are definitely in the set. So of course, like I said, everything comes apart like a modular in this set, so you could place it back when you're done, and then you just sort of have to slide it back in to the back side of the house, which usually doesn't give me too many problems, but because we're on film, this gives me a little bit of an issue. I've literally been able to do this perfectly for the first time, every time, except now. That's everything with the house, but there's one more thing. We of course have the tree house that Kevin escapes to. All you have to do is put the clip on the very top window in the back right here, you guys can see, and there is a zip line with an actual zip line piece You can put Kevin on the zip line, and if you pull the line taut, everything Kevin will actually just free fall from the window to the treehouse, which is a really fun play feature. Inside the treehouse, you have scissors that he uses to try and cut the rope, which is really cool, and other cool details like that representing the tree and the ladder and everything like that. Oh, man, that was a mouthful. I tried my best to get every single Easter egg and every single detail in this guy, but I feel like I always missed something, and I did not truly expect this house to be as large as it was, but I'm happy with the way it came out. Now, as of right now, I don't have an official price. All I have is the rumored price, so if it's not $250, I'll leave a comment down below to change that. But assuming $250 is the US retail price, this is 1000% worth it. And I could say that wholeheartedly. You're paying $50 more than you would for the corner garage or $70 more for the bookshop, but I think you're arguably getting a lot more. And guys, 4,000 pieces in this guy right here. If this was a Star Wars set, probably about $500-600. This is a great deal for the parts, for the memories, for the nostalgia, for the minifigures that we're getting for the very first time. I think it's a great overall buy. Now, I bet you're wondering, Matt, how does this compare to some of the other modulars like the garage, like the bookshop? Well, you'll just have to wait. There's a video coming up about that, so stay tuned. Make sure you guys subscribe down below to make sure you don't miss that video. Drop a like if you enjoyed today's review. Huge thanks to LEGO for sending me one of my favorite sets of this year. Super excited about it, and I hope you guys are excited about it as well. Drop a like on the video, guys. I'll see you later. Take it easy. Peace.